the Sanford PROMISE program works collaboratively with schools in our region to make sure that we're meeting their needs. When we started the program early on, we were very responsive to the needs and requests of schools, and what we've learned from what students and teachers need and want in their classrooms and how we can connect them to scientists has led us to develop a really amazing network of educators. And then the scientists that work here at Sanford Research are really part of a community that's willing to give back and work with our students and share their experiences in science with the students in the region.
The idea was if we build a research lab that children can come into, actually within the space of our research labs here, they could get to see research. They'd be exposed to research. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing a child figure out something.
My first introduction to coming into this facility was walking down the hall and then seeing a couple of posters of some kids with scientists and so on the wall. And then seeing this Sanford PROMISE laboratory on the right-hand side. And looking inside of the laboratory from the hallway, seeing that it was obviously a simulated or safer laboratory. But I looked through that laboratory and I could see the real laboratories right behind it. And in that moment, it was kind of like, it wasn't like, oh, I get it, right? Because I had no idea what else was going to be happening. But what I did see was, it was like, that's ingenious.
Sanford PROMISE does such a good job of thinking outside of the whole vision of it, so from the teachers to the students to the K-12 to the undergrad to the grad. They're involved with that, and that is critical to developing our workforce.
The issue in a classroom is that no matter how we do it, the classroom's an artificial environment. You know, I can tell you what a scientist does, I can tell you what DNA is, I can show you things in a microscope, I can do all kinds of things. But the reality is I'm still in a classroom and I'm not in a workplace. The ability to show educators and students how it really happens and for them to immediately translate it to what they're learning here. We've created a laboratory as our interface for the students and the teachers. We've created a way for people who are interested to participate in this to lend their assistance to talking to students. A whole variety of things that just showed this sort of pervasive engagement by individuals.
But I remember it was just like real science. You know, we were using, pipettes and Petri dishes. Like it was like real right in front of you. And so I decided to take a bunch more classes from there, and eventually it, turned into me applying to PROMISE here.
Sanford PROMISE has really given me an opportunity to explore research and explore the importance of research for the advancement of medicine and well-being. Through Sanford PROMISE, I was able to work in the lab as a high schooler, which most people don't get that opportunity until later in their careers. And through that internship, I was able to find many skills and techniques that scientists use in their everyday careers, as well as some critical thinking skills, like I said, and other skills that will be necessary in my career, no matter what area.
In any career that we have, we must always keep reading and training to keep up to date. This is a real on-hands experience where these teachers can go back and educate the kids with true biomedical research that's being done.
Sanford PROMISE, with the teachers that they bring in and the outreach that they do for the rural communities, is really phenomenal. So you have a teacher in Buffalo, South Dakota that maybe wouldn't have a piece of equipment that Sanford can then somehow, get that equipment to them and mentor that teacher and help them through that through video conferencing, which is, I think, great, because in order to get these kids excited and keep them excited in science, you have to get the teacher excited, right?
I have always been interested in science. That has not changed at all. In fact, I think now that I've been a part with Sanford, it's been strengthened, and now I know that I want science. I want to be able to do something that makes me think and try to figure out how something works, why something works, and try to figure out what the next step could possibly be.
In years to come, many of the kids that got their first exposure to science in this building will actually be part of that future in terms of developing treatments and cures.
Sanford PROMISE is great.